Good morning, everybody. So today is Thursday, April 1st, and this is your Wit and Wisdom lesson for Module 4, and we are on day 3. So it's actually kind of a long lesson today, so I'm going to go ahead and get you started. I'm going to share the screen so we can get started on the video. And just like yesterday, it is long, but most of it is Miss Sabella reading the rest of the book to us. Just make sure that you have your knowledge and response journal out and ready. Okay, here we go.
Welcome back, powerful thinkers. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher. Let's see what we need for today. Today we'll need the digestive system, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to grab what you need and just hit play when you're ready to continue. Today, we're going to continue to notice and wonder in the rest of the text, the digestive system. We're also going to examine a few examples of shared research. This question will continue to guide our thinking throughout the lesson. I'd like you to pause here to read it to yourself, and if a learning partner is close by, remind them again what the word nourish means. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. What do I notice and wonder about this text? You're going to have a choice. You can read the rest of the text on your own independently and complete your notice and wonder chart independently, or you can follow along with my read aloud and pause along the way to complete your notice and wonder chart. If you're reading and working in your journal on your own, you can pause here now to do that work. If you're reading along with me and pausing to complete your journal as we read together, you can continue with me here. Are you ready?
Okay,
here
so
we
what
go.
I want everybody to do is you are going to be listening to Miss Sabella read the story, okay? And because everyone is doing it on the video today, you can pause the video whenever you need to. So I want everybody to open up to your journal. We're going to be on page 164 today, and we need to make a new notice and wonder chart. So we're going to make that chart, notice and wonder. And remember, we are on page 164 of your journal. Okay. Here we have our notice and wonder chart on page 164. And like she said, you are watching the video today, okay? You're going to listen to Miss Sabella read the book, and you can pause the video as often as you need to write down things that you notice and that you wonder.
Your body can't digest food and move fast at the same time. This is why you feel sick if you exercise soon after a meal. Chapter 3, Digestive Disorders. Have you ever had a stomach ache? It tells you that your digestive system has a problem. Other signs that something is wrong include vomiting and diarrhea. They could be a sign that you have eaten the wrong foods or caught an infection. They can also indicate that you are under stress. Gut butterflies? When you're nervous, your stomach shuts down. This allows blood to go to other muscles. It causes a fluttery feeling. Why does my stomach hurt? A stomach ache could be caused by something you ate. Some people are allergic to foods such as wheat or nuts. Other people are lactose intolerant. They cannot digest dairy foods properly. Stomach aches can also be caused by eating a poisonous food, such as some types of mushroom. Lactose intolerance affects as much as 75% of the world's population. In the small intestine, an enzyme called lactase breaks down lactose. Lactose is a sugar in milk. People who are lactose intolerant do not have enough lactase to break down the lactose in large quantities of dairy foods. The purple shapes in this microscope image are bacteria. They are on a lettuce leaf. Food can contain microbes, such as bacteria. Fortunately, most microbes are killed before they can harm you. Some, however, cause food poisoning. Many produce toxins that poison your body. The symptoms include cramps, vomiting, and diarrhea. It may take several days before your body gets all the germs out of your digestive tract. You may need to see a doctor. Remember, be sure to pause along the way to jot down what you're noticing and also those wonder questions that you have. Throwing up. You have probably had to throw up at some stage in your life. Vomiting is certainly unpleasant. However, it has a useful purpose. It is often your body's way of getting rid of poisons before they get into your bloodstream. The muscles in your abdomen squeeze your stomach. This forces the stomach to empty its contents back up the esophagus and out through your mouth. Vomiting is a reflex. Once it starts, there is nothing you can do to stop it. Heartburn and ulcers. Usually, a ring of muscle keeps food in the stomach from going back up your esophagus. Sometimes a problem keeps it from closing properly. Stomach acid may get into your esophagus. This causes a burning feeling called heartburn. Some stomach aches are caused by ulcers. Ulcers are wounds in the stomach lining. They allow gastric juice to attack the stomach wall. Ulcers are often caused by a particular bacterium. Doctors use an antibiotic to kill the bacteria. They use antacids to reduce the acid in the gastric juice while the wounds heal. Eating smaller meals and avoiding spicy or fatty foods can help prevent heartburn. Antacids can take away the pain. Colon care. Sometimes what you call a stomach ache is actually pain in your large intestine. If you haven't drunk enough water or eaten the right foods, you may be constipated. If you have an infection in your large intestine, your body will want to get rid of it fast. The result is diarrhea. Sometimes the same symptoms indicate a more serious disease, such as colon cancer. In these cases, a surgeon may remove the unhealthy section of the colon and reconnect the two ends. It's important to drink water when you are thirsty. What's it for? Your appendix is a small tube at the start of your large intestine. Scientists are not sure why it is there. Some think it might help fight infections. However, people who have had their appendix removed have no obvious problems. Sometimes the appendix becomes swollen and inflamed. This condition is called appendicitis. It can cause a sharp pain in the side, fever, and vomiting. People who think they have appendicitis must see a doctor right away. If the appendix is not removed in time, it will burst. This can cause a serious infection that is sometimes fatal. Chapter 4, Call the Experts. It can be hard to figure out what's causing a digestive problem. Your body will fix problems such as gas or a mild infection on its own. More serious problems require advice from a doctor. If your doctor is unsure what is wrong, he or she might send you to a gastroenterologist. That's a doctor who is an expert on the digestive system. In the word gastroenterologist, gastro means stomach and entero means intestine. The first stomach surgeon. Years ago, doctors didn't understand the digestive system. They had no way of seeing inside the body. This started to change in 1822. A fur trapper named Alexis St. Martin accidentally shot himself in the stomach. The wound healed, but a fist-sized hole through his skin and into his stomach remained. Surgeon William Beaumont used the hole to study the digestive system. He would tie string to a piece of food and push the food into the hole. He then pulled it out at various times to figure out the steps in the digestion process. Beaumont also discovered that the stomach acid broke down food on its own. When St. Martin died, his family let the body rot for 4 days before burying it. They wanted to make sure that no one could do any more experiments on him. The tube that is inserted into the body is called an endoscope. Today, doctors can look inside your digestive tract without cutting you open. They insert a special tube with a light and a camera at the end into your body. The end of the tube also has a tiny device that can take a sample of your tissue so that the doctor can study it in a lab. If you eat regular meals, healthful meals, you will get all the vitamins and minerals you need. Chapter 5, Fit for Life. If a meal is late, your stomach might growl. It's contracting and releasing juices ready for your food. How do you keep your digestive tract in top shape? Eat well, drink water when you are thirsty, and get regular exercise. If you do these things, the good things will get into your system and the unwanted waste will move out quickly. You'll feel well. You'll have all the energy you need. Put in only the best. Fiber helps keep your intestines healthy. Fiber is the material in plant cells that helps them hold their shape. Fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, such as cereals and breads, are full of fiber. Your body doesn't absorb fiber. Instead, it uses the fiber to help push material through the intestines quickly. Water is also important for keeping things moving in your intestines. It can help you avoid hard feces, which lead to constipation. Water also helps the body absorb vitamins and minerals. Too much fat in your food can slow your digestion. Digestion times. It takes different amounts of time for the stomach to digest different types of foods. Eating food in the order of its digestion can help the digestive process. That way, the slowly digested foods will not hold up the other foods. Don't forget to pause to look closely at the charts and illustrations. Just hit play when you're ready to continue. Keep on track. Exercise is important for keeping your digestive tract on track. Moving your body helps food move through your intestines. Don't do vigorous exercise right after eating, though. Wait a half an hour after a snack or up to 3 hours after a heavy meal. If you look after your digestive tract, it will look after you. Put healthful food in, and your body will convert it into a healthy body and plenty of energy. Vigorous exercise after a meal can cause muscle weakness. However, gentle walking can help digestion. True statistics. Average amount of food a person eats per year, 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms. Amount of time it takes to chew a mouthful of food, about 5 to 30 seconds. Length of an adult esophagus, about 10 to 14 inches, 25 to 35 centimeters. Average amount of hydrochloric acid produced in a person's stomach each day, about 4 pints, 1.7 liters. Amount of time food usually stays in the colon, 18 hours to 2 days. Number of species of bacteria in a person's colon, more than 400. Did you find the truth? F. Your small intestine is about 5 feet, 1.5 meters long. T. An acid strong enough to dissolve metal helps digest food in the stomach. What did you notice about these sections of the digestive system? Pause here to share your Notice and Wonder chart with your learning partner, or if you'd like to add more to your chart, use this time now. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, if you have a learning partner beside you, you can go ahead and share what you noticed and wondered. Just remember, guys, that there's so much information in this book. I would like 3 notices and 3 new notices and 3 new wonders, because we're reading a different section of this book than we read yesterday with new information. So you should have 3 new notices and 3 new wonders. And like Miss Sabella said, if you need to scroll back on the video to listen to it again to find more notices and wonders, you may do that also. And remember that you are going to take a photo of page 164 in your journal and upload it into the Google slide. Please take your picture in a well-lit room so that I can actually see it. Okay. And when you insert it into the Google slide, you can flip the page so that I don't have to turn my head to read it. Okay, just flip it. And then I can read it without hurting my neck. That'd be great, thanks. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get back to the video.
Pause here to take a stretch break and just hit play when you're ready to continue. How does shared research work? Today, you'll be conducting shared research. You'll be researching 2 parts of the digestive system, the esophagus and the mouth. Research question: what important jobs does this organ do as part of the digestive system? And remember, we'll be focusing on just 2 organs. Please point to the mouth. Now point to the esophagus. Researchers find it very helpful to use an organizer to organize evidence as they're doing research. Please pause here to set up an evidence organizer in your journal, just like it is here on the screen. Write down the organ, the mouth, and the esophagus, and then the research question. What important job does this organ do as part of the digestive system? Once your evidence organizer is in your journal, Just hit play.
Okay, so we are going to pause right here to make sure that we get our organizer set up in our journal on page 165. Okay, so we are on page 165 in our journal, and you're going to set up your organizer. You're going to put research question on the top, organ, mouth, esophagus, and then the actual question. If you need to pause the video so you can write this down and then hit play when you're ready to continue. Sorry, I had to stand up. My back was hurting.
As I read this next section of text, remember to stay focused on information that's connected to or related to the mouth and the esophagus, and keep the research question in mind. What important job does this organ do as part of the digestive system? Ready? Here we go. Chapter 2, Your Food Processor. From one end to the other, the digestive tract is about 30 feet, 9 meters long. Your digestive system has an important job. It breaks down food into tiny pieces. The nutrients, vitamins, and minerals in food can then pass into your bloodstream to be used by your body. Your digestive tract consists of 6 main parts: the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and rectum. Each part has its own task. When I go back to the research question, what important job does this organ do as part of the digestive system? I don't have enough information yet to take notes on this question. I'll need to keep reading. Remember, as we read this next section, we're staying focused on gathering information on the mouth and the esophagus. The research question will guide our thinking. The research question will guide which evidence we choose to include in our evidence organizer. The question is, what important job does this organ do as part of the digestive system? Ready? Here we go. Chew on this. Your body begins to break down or digest food as soon as it enters your mouth. Teeth break up the food into smaller pieces. That's information about the mouth that I can add to my evidence organizer. Let's keep reading. Saliva is the liquid in your mouth. It is produced by salivary glands. It contains chemicals called enzymes. These start to break down starches in your food even before it's swallowed. Saliva also contains a lot of water, which mixes with the food. This helps the food slide down your esophagus. We just learned that saliva mixes with the food, and it helps the food slide down the esophagus. That's important to add to our evidence organizer. Now I'm going to read the rest of this page, and I want you to think about the next piece of evidence that we should add to our evidence organizer. Are you ready? Here we go. Muscles around your esophagus squeeze or contract in waves. This action pushes food down the esophagus to your stomach. What information should we add to our evidence organizer? Either pause here to jot it down in your notebook or tell a learning partner. Just hit play when you're ready to continue.
Okay, so what did you guys hear that we need to add to our chart? I heard that muscles around your esophagus squeeze or contract in waves. This action pushes food down the esophagus to your stomach. So we could put that the esophagus pushes food to your stomach.
We learned that muscles around the esophagus squeeze, and this pushes the food to the stomach. I'd like you to read over the evidence that we've gathered on the screen. Does this evidence answer the research question?
So what do you think? Does it answer the question? Teeth break up food. Saliva mixes with food and helps food slide down the esophagus. And muscles around the esophagus squeeze, and this pushes the food to the stomach. Well, that sounds like those are pretty important things that the mouth and the esophagus do, because without the food being broken apart by the teeth, without the food sliding down my esophagus, without my esophagus pushing the food into my stomach, there's nothing in my stomach for it to digest. So without these first three steps, it seems pretty important to be able to begin the digestive process.
This evidence does answer the research question because it tells the important job that the mouth and esophagus do as part of the digestive system. Please pause here to jot down notes about how the mouth and esophagus are involved in digestion. And remember, you're in charge of your own learning. You can scroll back on the timeline to listen to the information again, or you can grab your own text and read over those pages on your own. Just remember to stay focused on that research question as you gather your evidence. Just hit play when you're ready to wrap up today's lesson.
Okay, I think that we kind of already did this part when we just wrote down the information on the organizer. So unless you want to add more notes to the evidence organizer, you do not have to do anything else with this at this point, okay? If you want to add more, that's great. I would love that, but it is not required at this point.
It was so much fun to research with you today. And as a result of conducting or doing research, you now have knowledge to share about the digestive system. Share that knowledge with others. Teach them about what you learned. And I will see you again soon, my friends.
Okay, so that is the end of today's video lesson. Let's go ahead and do our word of the day. Aquarium. So today's word is aquarium. Alrighty. So what you are going to do for work today is you are going to make sure that you finish page 162 and 163. And you are going to take photos and put those up into the Google slide that is given to you. You also have some extra work that I assigned for you to do today. It's nothing hard, I promise. Well, it looks like I somehow closed out my Google Classroom. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so it says Wit and Wisdom extra assignment. You have a grocery shopping list that you're going to put in alphabetical order. Here are your foods, and you're going to put them in ABC order in Kami. And then the next one is contractions. You're going to open it up in Kami, and you're going to use different colored lines, please, to connect the contraction to the two words that make up that contraction, okay? Please try to use different color lines. Just make one straight line so that it's easier for me to see, okay? Those are the two extra assignments that you have for today. Here is the text, the digestive system, if you need it. Don't forget you have a fluency that you should be working on. And you have new vocabulary words that you need to be working on. Okay, and I think that is it. Don't forget, you don't have any school on Friday or Monday. You have a long 4-day weekend. Please enjoy yourself, have some fun, spend some time with your family, go outside if it's not flooding like it has been the last 2 days. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Okay, bye guys.